So let's watch it. Let's watch it since this is relevant gaming news. Relevant gaming news. Let's watch this and then we'll see the toy maker. Here we have it. Nintendo's first look trailer of the Nintendo Switch 2. You found the movie it was hell yeah, link the trailer if you have it. Link the trailer if you have it. We'll react to it. This is the first look at the Nintendo Switch 2. Let's see what you got, Nintendo. Nintendo. Oh shit, green screen is doing thing. There we go. I don't know for how long it was, but there you go. So that is the Nintendo Switch. The original one. Screen got bigger. Okay. That's an expensive looking animation. So we have the USB-C, we have the power, and we have a second USB-C. So now we have the USB-C from the bottom, that was usually the charger. Now we have one from the top next to the headphone jack. I'm buying one. I intend to support anything and everything that... No, but this is from Patent Trolls. It's from Patent Trolls. I don't want to support a patent troll. But at the same time, I want to support somebody that has a headphone jack because no one has headphone jacks anymore. It's annoying. Just one USB-C on the top. The good thing about a USB-C is that it has a lot of broadband, bandwidth. Sorry, has a lot of bandwidth. So you can put you can put extensions on USB-C, and you can put a lot of stuff on a USB-C. But still, yeah. So now it has a better stand, so it's an improved version of the original one with good angles. So this is going to destroy the stand industry. Bigger Joy-Cons, essentially the same buttons, it seems. If this is what I think it is, it's going to help prevent the issues with the sticks. It is from Patent Trolls with horrible customer. So yeah, it's anti-consumer. The anti-consumer Patent Trolls, yes. So yes, the Nintendo Switch 2, the Switch 2 from notorious Patent Troll anti-consumer company, Nintendo. Alright, this is going to... because there were dead sticks. I don't remember the name of the issue, but basically the sticks would loosen up way too much, and it resulted in drag. Like, the sticks would just start dying off in one direction. So, this is good. This is a good advancer. Like, as a design... Okay, so a few more buttons here. It looks like they are putting 2 extra buttons on each individual joystick. And it looks like these no longer... Okay, so these no longer slide in and out, because I don't see no railings. Yeah, we've seen this before. Nice. Okay. Not bad. So it's essentially so it no longer slides in and out. It just snaps in and out. That's not bad. Like, as a general concept, this is the thing that blows my mind the most. This is the first time we've seen Nintendo not try to reinvent the wheel. People believe that may make the Joy-Cons work like a computer mouse with a certain attachment, if that makes sense. Seeing how the back of the Joy-Cons looked, I can see it happening. I don't see how that would make sense for them, but I can see it happening. But credit where credit is due. First time console, like full console, no, I'm not talking handhelds, since the Super Nintendo. Xam, welcome to today, man. How you doing? Good to see ya. Can it run Doom, though? Probably, yeah. I mean, the first one can, so... reminds me of the Wii U gamepad. A little bit. I mean, the Switch was based off of the Wii U gamepad. That was the predecessor of it. So, how you doing? Good to see you. How's your day going? We're just reacting to stuff right now before we jump back into me side. But it is since the Nintendo Entertainment System to the Super Nintendo Entertainment System that we haven't seen Nintendo really take a jump like this. That is just giving us a more powerful version of what came before. Quite busy lately for you? That can be as good as it could be bad. I hope it's the good. I hope it's good. You're trying? Good. That's good. That's good. As long as you're not stopping. As long as you don't stop. Anything else? That was loud. Okay. Oh yeah, the Mario Kart. Which it's Mario Kart. The dock looks a little bit different, fine. But overall, yeah, so now it snaps instead of slides. 2025. There we go. Plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch games. Asterisk. Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital Nintendo Switch games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2. Details will be shared on Nintendo website at a later date. Imagine having to worry about backwards compatibility. Okay, so as a concept, I don't dislike this. It looks like what they wanted the Nintendo Switch to be. Now the technology is finally caught up. Again, this is the leap we saw from Nintendo Entertainment System to Super Nintendo Entertainment System, where it is basically the same thing, just more powerful. They might have redone some of the internal stuff to give it a lot more power, but they're no longer. It looks like they are. It looks like Nintendo has finally reached a point where they do not need or want to try new gimmicks. Because every console that Nintendo has made since the Nintendo 64 has been gimmick after gimmick after gimmick. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it is gimmick after gimmick. A lot of these revolutionary, but gimmicks nonetheless. And it looks like they are finally in a spot where they decided, you know what, fuck it, let's just make a more powerful version of what we already have. Probably because the market has changed a lot. Because back in the day, when the GameCube was out, when the Wii was out, Nintendo had their own exclusive version. You finished Divinity Original Sin. Nice, nice. At least the console itself is going to be able to run 1080p supposedly and have 4K support for the dock. Only downside is that it doesn't have an OLED screen. It's the name could have been better. At least it isn't the Switch U. No, I think it's fine that it's the Switch 2. I think it's fine. Next version Switchboard. You can take and skate with it. There you go. Emulation it is again. I want all of the games at the best performance period, and I don't care about the morality of ethics of it. The average gamer, but honestly, can you blame him? No, I can't. There's a reason why GOG was so popular for a long time. It used to be Good Old Games, which before it was run as a pseudo competitor to Steam, it used to just be older games that are just ported for newer systems. And that's it. That would be a gimmick. But then again, yeah, as I said, all of the systems, every single iteration of everything that Nintendo had done since the Nintendo 64, which, what year did the N64 launch? Nintendo 64 launch date? September 1996. The Twin Towers were still up when Nintendo started doing their gimmick after gimmick after gimmick every single time. I thought it was a 2000 kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, Europe and Australia, 1997. So ever since then, Nintendo has been trying a different. And by the way, for those of you who are too young to see what a Nintendo 64 looked like, yeah, this is what it looks like. The controller, yes, it has 3 areas for holding because this is one of the early joysticks. combined with the rest. Why did they design it this way? I think they probably went to like the Zuckerberg family and they were like, oh, can you give us an architecture for this? And they gave them like 3 arms worth of things. But yeah, the N64, and then every single console, every single generation was a new gimmick. We had the GameCube, which was more of a modular thing. And they wanted to try the dual sticks and smaller discs and all that kind of stuff. Then we had the Wii, which had the motion controls, which was also a revolutionary gimmick. Then we had the Wii U, which had the remote touchpad separate screen from the TV, so you could actually play it, play from the TV to the Switch, which was just a standalone. What I'm going to consider the Joy-Cons having a mouse feature? Yeah, the Joy-Cons could absolutely have that, especially because they have really, really worked on the whole motion sensor thing. Like motion technology has come a very long way. I was there when the Wii launched, and PlayStation tried doing the same, and PlayStation failed miserably, and Xbox failed miserably. Do you remember the Xbox Kinect? I do. Do you remember the PlayStation Move? I do. Let me put some background music. So yeah, it's the Wii U existed and is just happy to be there. The Wii U was a bad marketing strategy. It should not have been called the Wii U because people thought it was an accessory for the Wii. That's what killed the Wii U. Now, they just went, because if it had been the Wii 2, it would have been confusing because of Roman numerals, but most people can't read Roman numerals nowadays, so... But now Nintendo Switch 2, you understand it. PlayStation 2, well, Xbox can't count either, but you have that. Then you have the handhelds from Nintendo, the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, which the gimmick was that this one has color now, more the technological advancement. But then the Game Boy Advance, which looked like the Digimon pad. Then the Game Boy Advance SP, which was a mini laptop, but was a Game Boy. The Game Boy Mini, which was just a smaller Game Boy. And then the Nintendo DS. 2 screens at once. So everything that Nintendo has done, every new iteration, would have some sort of gimmick. The Nintendo DSi, pictures. The Nintendo 3DS, no glasses 3D. The Nintendo 2DS, it's like the 3DS, but without the 3D. Every single console they had made since the Nintendo 64 had been some kind of gimmick. Outside the box, reinvent the wheel gimmick, and it worked for Nintendo. It worked for them for a long time, and it looks like now they have understood how the market has changed, and they can no longer rely on their gimmicks. So they have resorted to patent trolling and to upgrading their software, their hardware, and just calling it a day. Again, these are consoles. Don't forget, these are consoles. By default, it's going to be outdated hardware from day one. That's just the reality of consoles. You can come at me if you want. No, it's outdated technology. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's good for to an extent. It's good for consumers because you don't have to think about what you're getting. You don't have to think about your computer. Thing is, PC markets have changed a lot as well. So. They're not consumer for a very long time. The console wars have been very anti-consumer, I would agree, yeah. I mean, everything pre-Wii? To an extent I would as well, but I like where we're at. We are in the best of times and in the worst of times, so. I like the Wii U, but it was one of your first console. I have a Wii U. That was actually good. That's how I played Breath of the Wild. Make Power Gloves great again. Yes, bring back the Power Glove. There you go. There's something which will brag. Duck Hunt. Smash Bros. Doesn't count, just the plain regular classic Duck Hunt, and it works so much better now that motion controls exist. The problem is that there are better versions of that game now. So they know it doesn't matter. You meant Nintendo? Nintendo has been anti-consumer for a very long time. I would say, absolutely. No doubt about it. They've... Not only have they been anti-consumer, they have been anti their own community. I have never seen, like, there are very few companies that are as aggressive and I would say abusive towards their own customers as Nintendo. The only one I've ever seen be almost as bad, still not as bad, nowhere near. I think Nintendo is the worst offender that we've seen of these entertainment companies. The only other company that I've seen is this bad is Apple, and they mainly do it through just brainwashing people into buying the next iPhone over and over again and keeping people in a cycle of debt so that they can buy their like $2,000 phones. Nintendo Labo was so short-lived. It was a good concept, but I feel there's not enough people who are interested. Yeah, and it's one of those things that you need a market. And sometimes it's a matter of was it not enough people interested, or was it badly marketed? It might be a mix. Considering it's Nintendo, probably a mix. So I am not excited in any way about this. I can appreciate that they are finally just going for something. I'm not going to say a safer play, but a more surefire play. I still am not going to support Nintendo in any way. They are, to me, I was a Nintendo kid. I grew up with Nintendo. I had an N64, I had a GameCube, I had a Wii. I grew up with that kind of shit. While all my friends were on Xbox and on PlayStation, I was on Nintendo, and I loved it. I loved every moment of it. And then they had to become patent trolls. So, good for you, Nintendo. You've made a better version of a previous console. I hope for the best for you. But I also hope that you stop patent trolling. Drop the lawsuit. Drop the lawsuit, dude. Just drop the lawsuit. Just drop it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Maybe it's just flimsy. Probably not. You know. Yeah, this is Nintendo's next gen, so that's been dead to me for many, many years. I didn't have the nostalgia factor to be on their side ever. Yeah, one of the weirdest things for me is that I was a Nintendo kid, and somehow, I never played any of the mainline Pokemon games on Nintendo. The only Pokemon games I played were Stadium 2 and Hey You Pikachu. Those were the only two games, the only two Pokemon games I ever played. I then later on got Pokemon Y, got Pokemon Moon, Pokemon Shield, which I didn't finish. I didn't finish Moon either. I finished Y. And then like a couple of like older Pokemons that I decided to emulate. Because I was not going to get a Game Boy Advance to play like Emerald. And then of course the best Pokemon game ever made, Uranium, which Nintendo shut down. I have a copy somewhere. I still have a copy of the file somewhere, but yeah. I played Red and Blue, that's it. Oh, I also played Let's Go Eevee. No, Let's Go Pikachu was mine. Let's Go Eevee was my ex-wife's, yeah. Stop, can't even Nintendo, so Luigi's Mansion 3 released, and I switched to PlayStation. I played the original Luigi's Mansion when it came out. Brilliant game. Mario Sunshine was still my favorite of all the GameCube games. Still Mario Sunshine. I never finished it, but it was still my favorite. Yeah, but Nintendo is just... It's like Disney. Nintendo is like Disney. They used to have this joyful magic to them that you could tell were people that genuinely loved what they were doing. They were trying to bring joy and fun games to the world. And then corporate takeover. They play Sword Arceus and Scarlet, when still convinced better than Violet, and Go. We can not count Pokemon Go because that's a different. That was a different concept. Like the company that makes Pokemon Go has a different mapping game like that. Same thing, and Pokemon Go is just a reskin. Miss Spiro was PC Land since the 90s. We had it right all along. Oh yeah, same for Guatemala. Like, everyone had a PC. I had a PC, I just didn't play much on it, but you know, I played Age of Empires, I played Empire Earth. You don't have those on consoles. I loved... I think I said it earlier. Age of Empires 2 and Empire Earth 2 were my bread and butter. I played the shit out of those two games. I never got to play Diablo. I never got to play Doom. I never got to play Wolfenstein. I never got to play any of these other games because I was hooked on Age of Empires and Empire Earth. I was so hooked on those two. So, wololo, how do you turn this on? Played the Snap remake, was pretty chill. Nice. So yeah, like there's a lot of there was a lot of really good stuff that Nintendo once had. It's just gone. They are a patent troll company. They are lazy. They are milking the nostalgia of whatever existing fan base they have. And I think the Switch 2 is a accepting of their fate that they might actually need to expand a market before they can exploit it for once. Because I think one of the biggest things that one of the biggest mistakes Nintendo made was they got complacent. They got comfortable because they, for the longest time, knew, and to an extent still know, that no matter what they do, people will buy the games. Until Palworld. How many people got soured on Nintendo because of Palworld? Because they saw Nintendo's reaction to Palworld. Because people's first thought of Palworld, before the lawsuit was even there, the first reaction to people with Palworld was, oh fuck, Nintendo's gonna sue for this. That is a bad sign. That's a really bad sign. Like, we don't see somebody make a Cyberpunk-esque game and the first thought people have are, oh fuck, CDPR is gonna sue. Like, we don't have that. You don't have that. You don't see somebody make a Dream Theater cover and the first thought is, oh fuck, Mike Portnoy is gonna sue. You know who do we have that? Metallica. We have that with them. We have that, like, we have these companies that they have made their fame nowadays is at being extremely hostile to the market that they should be appealing to. And Nintendo has finally reached a breaking point with that. And I think a lot of it was Palworld. Because a lot of people realized, why am I scared about Nintendo while I'm trying to enjoy this other game? Because we know how Nintendo is. Related says, Poet in a Box. Let's see.
Merci d'être de plus en plus long.
Oh shit. One of the other videos started on the background. There you go. Yeah, Wololo. Which, for those of you who don't know the reference, play Age of Empires 2. They've had quite a few remakes of the games. It's really good. It's really good. I personally didn't like Age of Empires 3, but that's why I hopped to Empire Earth. Yes, you did send one more video. We have the Toy Maker Returns. Yes, so let's watch that. I didn't play 3 at all. I didn't like it, mainly because it just, I don't know what it was with these companies back in the day. And their third game just sucking ass because they tried something completely different. Because Empire Earth was also did that. Empire Earth 2 was brilliant. I loved it. Holy fuck, was Empire Earth 2. Yeah, the Steam links as well. Yeah, and then we're gonna jump into me side. And then Empire Earth 3 was just garbage. Populous 2 was great, as well as Black and White 2. Yeah, I never played those. Like, I was Age of Empires. I was Empire Earth. Later down the line, I played a few other games, but very, very few. Very few. Alright, so there you go. The Switch 2 is coming out at some point in this year, and I'm not buying it. Many reasons. One, I don't have the money. Two, I'm not interested. Best of luck to the patent trolls.